You clicked on this for a reason, not because the title was catchy, but because something inside of you recognized it. You know you're built for more, but you just keep choosing comfort instead. Now I'm going to be talking about the issues with comfort and how it is a dangerous trap that sneaks up on you. And the first issue with comfort is it doesn't feel like laziness, it doesn't feel like failure, it just feels like balance. And with that balance comes the sense of, okay, you feel like you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to the gym, you're sleeping 8 hours a day, you're doing everything that you think is moving you towards a goal. But realistically, that's just bare minimum. You're just surviving at that point. And at the age you are at now, with the capabilities and opportunities you can have now, you're not trying to survive anymore. You're trying to grow. And to grow, you have to face discomfort. And facing discomfort means that you have to do the things that don't keep you comfortable, meaning the things that you are used to on a day-to-day basis. Because comfort means that you're not moving towards anything. You're actually just coasting. It's like you're on a plank in the middle of the ocean. The ocean's moving you around, but you're not heading towards something with purpose in your life. You're not heading towards something by taking action in specific things. Now, there's a difference between rest and avoidance. You might feel like you're taking rest by being comfortable, but you're actually just avoiding the discomfort. And the more you avoid the discomfort, the more you're avoiding growth. Resting replenishes you and makes you get up stronger than before to attack and move towards your goals. But avoidance means that you're choosing the instant gratification of just chilling at home, doom scrolling, not doing the things that you know you're supposed to be doing, and avoiding the discomfort. And the reason why comfort feels like freedom, it's because your brain is literally wired to not know the difference between I've earned this and I'm avoiding this. For example, after one long week, you feel like you want to take a break and you want to shut down for a little bit, go out, party, maybe wind down, smoke, drink, even though you might have not produced anything for that week. That's why your brain tricks you into feeling like you've earned the rest, but you're actually just avoiding the discomfort. And earning the rest is different, because actual rest means that your body is replenishing itself to get back up the next day and do stronger than what you were before. But avoiding it is procrastinating, putting off what you know you need to do to get you to the next level, and just putting off the discomfort that you're gonna have to go through anyways. Like, that discomfort phase is something you're gonna have to go through. You keep delaying it, you're delaying the achievement of your dreams. And it's never one night out. If we were talking about one night out where you actually wind down from the hard work that you've put in, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, you can have that. But one night out turns into 2 times a month, turns into 3 Fridays a month, turns into 4 Fridays a month, and that turns into a routine. It turns into a habit that's keeping you in place. It turns into you acting like all these other people that have their daily life set around partying on Fridays and taking that break when they haven't done anything productive to take that break. And don't get me wrong, the dangerous days aren't the bad ones, because everyone has bad days. Even the CEO who's making 6 figures a month has bad days. But the difference between the dangerous days is the normal ones. The ones where you feel like are just moving the same way that you've been moving. The days that are the same as the rest, where you're not getting 1% better. Those are the dangerous days, because it means you're stagnant. It means you're not moving, you're not getting better, and you're getting left behind while everyone else is getting ahead of you. And another point I want to talk about is consuming instead of creating. And that ties back to the point that I was making, where our ancestors didn't have it as easy as we do now. They didn't have the access to information that we have now. They didn't have the access to technology that we have now. And because we have it easier and have better access to technology, we also have it in a way where it's easier to use them in a destructive way, where you can easily just go on your phone, get that hit of dopamine by scrolling on social media, and not using the technology that we have effectively. Like, you can use the technology that you have to actually create, because when you consume, you're putting yourself in a position where you are just a bystander. You are literally just someone on the sidelines watching someone else create, and you're basically funding their dream. You're watching them create instead of you creating, so you're a consumer. They're creating, and because you're watching them, they're making money and profiting off of you. So you're funding their dream while you're wasting your own. And that moves on to my other point as well. And this is something I fell victim to, which is saying yes socially so you don't seem too serious. This is something that I would do when my friends would say, yo, let's go out. And I would just say yes just because I didn't want them to feel like, oh yeah, this guy's locked in and he doesn't want to see us. There's so much social pressure nowadays that you feel like you have to follow the herd so you don't be left out. And being left out means that you're doing something different. Because if 70 or 80 or 90% of the population are consuming, getting that instant gratification, and not going towards their dream, why do you want to follow the herd? You are supposed to be different. You are supposed to be out of that 10%, that 1% that is different. So if you stop saying yes to your friends and start saying yes to yourself, and trust me, it will be hard at first. I had to go through that phase of saying, nah, I don't want to go out. And that first month, it did feel weird. I had that feeling where my friends were going to think I'm a bum. I don't want to go out with them. Damn, this guy's locked in. He's weird. Or not even locked in. They probably, like, what I thought they were thinking was he's not even locked in. He's just chilling at home. He's just trying this new bullshit that he's trying. And we know it's not going to work out. But realistically, bro, it's not going to matter what they think. It matters what you're going to do that's going to get you to the position that you say you want to get to. Now, what comfort is actually costing you is you wake up one day and realize you haven't moved in months. And trust me, the pain of regret is greater than the pain of discipline. Don't fall victim to the pain of regret. Rather, fall victim to the pain of discipline. Because the pain of regret hits even more when you look back and realize the potential that you once had that is now wasted over days, months, years, that you can't even remember what you didn't. Nothing memorable happened other than a little bit of parties here and there. That's the real issue with comfort. You look up and you realize, damn, it's been 5 years and I'm still the same person. And yes, trust me, FOMO is real, but so is the pull that it has on you. You have fear of missing out when your friends go out. You have fear of missing out when they're going to these parties, having fun, not being locked in. But that has a pull on you as well. Why can't you have that same FOMO from missing out on the future life that you know you deserve and know that you want? Have that FOMO for the future life and not the FOMO for the instant gratifications that your friends are doing. And the thing is, like, nobody's telling you you're coasting because you literally look just fine from the outside. Like, your friends aren't gonna notice that you're moving nowhere in life because you're with them in the same circle. You're doing the same things together. If you're just coasting, they're coasting with you. No one's gonna be like, yo, you haven't done anything, because they're in the same boat as you. But when you take yourself out of that boat and you look at it from an outside perspective, you realize that those people actually have nothing going for them. And you actually can see it from an outside perspective and say, yeah, like, they're not moving, they're not growing. I was with them. But when you start doing different and you start realizing that, then you start taking action. And you can't have both versions of yourself at full capacity. If you're a partier and you're a 100% partier and going for instant gratification, your locked in self and your millionaire self is at 0. You bring that partier down to 50%, your millionaire self comes up to 50%. But realistically, that's just delaying the progress. And you don't want that right now. You're at an age right now where you should be using the resources, time, and opportunities that you have to your advantage. Because the more you get older, the less those opportunities, freedom, and time you're gonna have. So stop delaying the progress that you can make. Bring that part of yourself down to 0 so you can bring your millionaire and locked in self to 100%. Because you can't have both versions of yourself at full capacity. And I'm not telling you to never rest. I'm telling you to be honest with what you're actually doing right now, with the state that you're actually in right now. There's no shame in taking a couple days off, but that's when you actually deserve it. Now, the problem begins when you stop being honest with yourself about how many nights of rest that has become. You need to ask yourself, am I moving or am I just standing still? Because as I said, comfort is not failure. It's standing still. It's not getting 1% better every day. So when you ask yourself that question, you'll start to break it down and see what productive things you're actually doing in your day and what things that are taking away from that productivity, and start cutting them out. You need to also ask yourself the question, am I moving or am I standing still? Because there's a difference between not moving backwards and not moving forwards. Most guys get stuck in the trap of thinking not moving backwards is progression, when actually moving forwards is the progression, because not moving backwards means you're standing still. And not moving backwards also means that you're not actively seeking to get 1% better each day. You're not actively seeking the discomfort in things. That's where the turning point in my life happened. When I stopped seeking comfortable and when comfortable stopped being my default, that's when I started seeing progression. That's where I started feeling a sense of accomplishment in my life, a sense of gratitude, because I'm actually progressing. I went and I was seeking the discomfort, and I saw progression in different aspects of my life, in my money, in my health, in my mental state, in my overall knowledge. That's progression. Seeking the discomfort and avoiding the comfortable. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. The hardest part isn't the sacrifice, it's admitting that you've been comfortable for too long, but calling it something else.